Hey everybody, welcome to Breakfast All Day. I'm Matt with Christy and Alonzo. I went to the prom. I don't know if Christy went to the prom. I'm sure she did. And
I
I
went
bet Alonzo
twice.
did too.
I did.
Yeah. So there is a movie called The Prom on Netflix, and they're going to tell you about it. I didn't have a chance to see it, but they'll talk about it. I'm going to go spike my eggnog, so I'll be back.
What is worse? Was the actual prom worse or this movie?
Well, I can't really review this movie because my friend Kevin Chamberlain is in it. So we can talk about it. I just can't give it a score. Okay, so this is based on the recent hit Broadway musical. It is about a teenage lesbian in Indiana who is denied the opportunity to take her girlfriend to the prom. And some flailing Broadway stars see her cause as a way to get themselves some good publicity. So they make their way to the Midwest with full condescension at the ready and wind up learning some things about themselves as well as about how the world really works as they come to the assistance of this young woman and her attempts to get to live her life the way she wants to. And it's a big musical and it's directed by Ryan Murphy. So if you were thinking that this is going to be Glee season 7, you would not be wrong.
Yeah, I think a musical directed by Ryan Murphy is basically all you need to know about what is going on here.
Set in a Midwest high school.
And it's like 2 hours and 13 minutes long. It just keeps going.
It's one of those ones where I thought, oh, well, okay, now we're going to oh, no, we're not wrapping it up. There's another hour of this. Okay, let's do it.
There's a whole other song to get to. There's always one more song. So it's interesting. The running bit with this is that the Broadway stars are all awful narcissists and they need to rehabilitate their image and they don't really care about this young woman. She's just a pawn and like a vehicle for them to make themselves look good in a whole different light. And the movie itself does that to her also. The movie itself is also not really all that interested in her and really functions as more of a showcase for Meryl Streep and James Corden and Andrew Rannells and Nicole Kidman to ham it up. And for the lights and the sequins and the colors, it's all just a big, shiny show. And it's not really interested in this young woman who is so good. She's like the best part of the whole thing. And
the movie kind of becomes what it beholds in a lot of ways because the idea is, oh, these New Yorkers are so condescending about Indiana. And then they're going to sort of find out that, what the real deal is. But like the movie kind of eats its cake and has it too in terms of like, let's say snotty things about Indiana. And we'll show that some of them are nice, but really it's Indiana. Come on. Like that to me is what it often feels like they're expressing. The young woman's name, by the way, is Jo Ellen Pellman.
She's very good.
Who is, I think this is her first film, but she was in the original Broadway cast. And I think she's terrific and very much kind of steals the show.
I also really liked Ariana DeBose as her girlfriend. And when the movie settles down and they're not singing, I actually like this movie better when they're not singing. Like before one of the Nicole Kidman numbers, she's just hanging out with this young woman and like they're having ice cream together and they're chatting. And I like those quieter moments so much more. And Jo Ellen Pellman, that's hard to say. Jo Ellen Pellman and Ariana DeBose have a really cute, nice chemistry with each other. And their songs are lovely. And so when it actually takes a moment to settle down and find a glimmer of authentic feeling or substance, and it's not just, sequins and snark, then this kind of works for me.
Yeah, it's hard to shake the impression that I think Ryan Murphy thinks that a musical means you have license to be glib. Like you have license to just sort of like skate along the surface, which is quite frequently where Ryan Murphy wants to be based on his output. And so, yeah, you're right. When they, as much as I like a musical, this is one where when they're not singing and dancing, they get to actually pretend like this is a drama, or these are at least characters in a comedy or drama or whatever that have some heft to them. That said, I think a lot of the songs are fun and they're well put together and as sort of discrete moments throughout, they are, there's some visual fun with it and Kidman is very well cast as like a hoofer who's been in the chorus of Chicago forever, but never gets to like play Roxy Hart. They've given her a very kind of Fosse hairdo, and she's really able to make the most of her physicality, her incredibly long legs.
Mhm.
Meryl Streep is having fun being this sort of like Patti LuPone-esque diva, and Keegan Michael Key is like the unicorn because he's a straight guy who's obsessed with her. You can't tell me that they couldn't cast a gay guy in the James Corden role. Like,
with musical theater abilities. Good
yes.
Lord. Well, you've got Andrew Rannells right there.
He's right there. Exactly.
He's right there, and he has a supporting role.
Yeah, and so it's like James Corden is kind of gaying it up in a way that I found occasionally annoying, but I just in general tend to find James Corden annoying. So maybe it's hard for me to differentiate which is which. I think, look, for years I have been like, you know what, when I was a gay teenager, I would have loved to have seen stuff like this. And on that level, yes, I'm sure there are gay teenagers in Indiana and other places like it for whom this film will feel like a lifeline, and it'll be exciting and affirming and joyous and all of that stuff. And more power to them. Great. I do think that we have reached a point in the culture where there is so much LGBT content out in the world on sitcoms, in Hallmark movies, whatever, that they don't all have to be this like safely up with people, and so
I mean, literally the big show-stopping number at the end, which has been stuck in my head for days, is build a prom for everyone, like for everyone, and we're all in color coordinated rainbow sequined outfits.
Yeah, it's a little much, but you know what? I'm happy that the musicals are still happening, that we're still making them. I did get some enjoyment out of Streep and Andrew Rannells and Kidman and a lot of and Joel Pellman. It's worth a look, but if this sounds like something you would absolutely not want to see, you're right. I'll just leave it at that. And if it's something you'd be into, then you might be.
I was going to say, flip side of that, I've got a friend of mine who's a reporter who is a total musical theater geek. And the whole time watching it, I'm like, you are going to love this. So if you're into like this kind of big splashy musical, it's like relentlessly perky. It not is. Let up. But again, every once in a while, there are these quiet moments. The scene with Meryl Streep and Keegan Michael Key at the Applebee's,
yes,
is lovely. And yeah, I can also enjoy her being super over the top in that big number they give her when they first burst into the auditorium in the
It's not about me. Yeah, which is
it's a very funny song.
It is, and it reminded me of how much I love her as a Broadway diva in Death Becomes Her.
Yeah, I mean, she's having a lot of fun. This is Meryl Streep week, by the way, because later on we're going to talk about Let Them All Talk.
Totally.
It's okay. I'm giving it a 4. I know you don't want to give it a number.
Wow.
I appreciate that. I'm giving it a 4 out of 10.
Okay, that's still.
Why are you saying
low.
Wow?
4 is not great. I mean, it's not that this movie has a lot of problems, but look, that's your number. That's your number.
I thought you meant 4. Wow, like 4 is too high.
No. I would probably go higher if I were giving a number, but I'm not. So we're a 4.
Yeah. Anyway, 4 is our number. It's out there on Netflix for your enjoyment. You can dip in and out of it while you're wrapping presents. It's energetic and perky.
We should mention Kerry Washington is also in this, kind of ill-used, I think.
Totally. Oh, I meant to mention also, you know who shot this?
Who? Matthew Leonetti. Yes.
No, Matthew Libatique.
Matthew Libatique. Sorry, yes.
Darren Aronofsky's DP.
Yes, go figure.
He's using a different color in his paint box for this one.
All of them.
Every single one. They're very bright. But when I saw that afterward, I'm like, wow. But it does explain things like in the Nicole Kidman Fosse number, the way like she's standing there and she's silhouetted and like the lights coming in through the curtains, and it's very dramatic and yet stark.
From the cinematographer behind Pi.
He contains multitudes, Matthew
He
Liederknecht.
does indeed. All right. So yes, The Prom is currently streaming on Netflix. Thank you for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Matt?
Matt's got a thing.
I do have an important question. Since this is the cinematographer from Pi, is there a trepanning?
Get out.
What?
Get out.
All right, bye.
Check out our Patreon page. That joke was not worth the interruption. Check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. We're recapping TV. We're reviewing the classic of our subscribers' choice, and we have a runoff. We had a tie, so it's all getting very exciting. So yeah, check that out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.